Hello, you're watching Cal67 Gaming, and we are going to have another look back at our last month in games. Now this month, we played a few things. There is a little thread that'll run through a little later that we both got caught up in.
Quite massively as well, I'd say.
Well, yeah, quite a lot of time was put in. We haven't played vast numbers of games, but we have really played the games that we've played.
Yes.
Which is, I think, the way that it should be.
Instead of just playing like bits of it and then going on to the next one, just to fulfill.
It's too easy to get caught up in oh, I want to play something new, but to actually see something through, that's the way that you should always play games. But I think we should start, as we always do, with a little look at what we picked for each other last time and see what we thought. So who will go first?
Well, I think you should go and talk about your game that I chose for you first.
Right, we'll have a look at it now then. You asked me to play Uncharted 2.
Well, you enjoyed Uncharted 1 that much, so I thought,
And
let's just give you a bit of, I guess, inspiration to play the second one, which was the one that I started with.
It was, aye. So I have played it and I've quite enjoyed it. You can see here that I'm going through the snow. This bit I do like, is because this is...
It's more puzzle than combat.
Well, this reminds me so much of Tomb Raider, especially in feel the first Tomb Raider game and the very first Peru levels where you got the snow everywhere and you're inside caves. I mean, I know that you're not actually inside caves here, but it's the same kind of thing, and doing all the traversing and what have you. So I've really got into this because I love Tomb Raider. Brilliant game.
Now, do you think you're going to play the third one once you finish this one?
A pretty good chance, because I haven't actually quite finished this game yet.
No.
I think
This is
more chapters than the first game.
Yeah, that's why there's an achievement, trophy for when speedrunning. It takes longer. It takes about an hour longer, I believe.
Because I think I've already played more of this than I played of the first one, but haven't completed it yet.
It's about 2 hours or so for speedrun. The first one's about 3.5 hours for this one.
Alright, so it's quite a bit longer.
Yeah, just a bit.
As you can see, doing all the climbing and traversing, very Tomb Raider like this.
Falling a bit though.
It's alright, I caught it. Just have a little look around.
Looks like there's a ledge.
My bearing. I knew that. I was just having a look around, see where the best place to be was. There you go, see.
Are you enjoying it?
Up the stairs. It's good. I quite like Uncharted. I don't know why I never played. Well, I do know why I never played them, because you played them.
Well, I never played the first one.
Uncharted 2.
Yes.
So I did play the first Uncharted last month. I played it all the way through to completion. I haven't actually completed Uncharted 2, but I've got...
An Uncharted one was by your own
thinking. It was.
You just thought randomly, I want to play it.
I did. So I've been playing through this one. I will complete it. I've got to be in close to the end now. I've put some real time into it. And actually I quite like this one because this one has been, to my mind, it feels a lot more like Tomb Raider, which is kind of, that's my thing. I always loved Tomb Raider. And I'm
guessing once you complete the second one, you'll play the third one.
Quite probably, and then maybe the fourth one.
And then obviously there's the Lost Legacy as well.
There is. But getting back to Uncharted 2, the only thing that's kind of thrown me, like going into it straight off the back of Uncharted 1, which I realise that anyone that played these games at launch wouldn't have played them back to back like I have. There's a little bit of disjointed continuity, so why is Sully not more involved? Why did it take Elena so long to get into the game? Who the hell's Chloe? And there isn't that continuity. I mean, it's a great game, and it all explains itself in the end. But
it's still a good game.
Kind of threw us a little bit. But like I say, definitely enjoying it. I will play it till the end, and I'm sure that I'll enjoy it. And already I'm thinking I probably will play through all the Uncharted games, so we'll see what happens with that. So that's what I played that you picked for me. Well, we'll have a little look at you playing the game that I picked for you.
Yes.
And I asked you to play
Star
Jedi
Wars.
Knight, Jedi Academy. What have you made of it?
Well, I've quite liked it so far, apart from sometimes it does not load checkpoints.
I think that's because you're playing it on the Xbox One though, because I haven't had that problem playing it on either PC or on the original Xbox. The one thing I will say about
It looks better.
playing it on the Xbox One though, this looks really good like this. Even playing it on a big screen, obviously the graphics aren't brilliant, but they're very clear, they're very crisp. There's no blurriness at all, and it looks really nice.
Looks more like a 360 game than a
Well, it
original
kind of
Xbox.
does. Now, what the hell are you doing here?
Well,
I've never used a gun on this game.
well, you see,
Well, there is one bit where it forces you to use a gun.
I quite like playing shooters, so I thought, well, when I get the opportunity, I might as well.
Wow.
But obviously, I still use the lightsaber on the Jedi
Oh,
battles.
straight through.
That's probably because I hit him with the gun. Now, this is, I think, when you've became a Jedi after going through 2 lots of missions, if I remember correctly. So you actually, technically, is it a Jedi Knight that you classed as?
Yes, you become a Jedi Knight.
And then you get to choose, do you want the standard lightsaber, the dual one, or obviously the staff, which I've chose.
This one's taking a bit more of a beating.
Well, this one's, so far, has been the hardest one to combat.
Oh, we nearly put you over the edge there.
Yeah, I'm a bit lucky, but he's down.
He certainly is. So you're going to play this game at the end?
I think so.
I hope so. Because like I said when I picked it for you, this is actually my favourite Star Wars game of all time. And there's been some good ones. But this is the one that for me, this is the one that's most like Star Wars. And it's got Luke Skywalker on it. So do you agree with me that this is just an outstanding Star Wars game?
Well, I haven't played that many Star Wars games, actually, so...
Well, of the ones that you've played, is it the best?
Of the ones that I've played, to be fair, I'd say it's level with the Force Awakens.
The Force Unleashed,
Or the
you mean?
Force Unleashed, you know what I mean.
I knew what you meant. I think it's a better game. I know that the graphics aren't quite as shiny because it's on
but what
older gen system.
What it lacks in graphics, it makes up in good gameplay.
It does. I mean, the Jedi Knight series in itself is brilliant. This, for me, is the best game of the lot.
I've quite enjoyed going through it, actually.
You got quite frustrated, was it the Tatooine sandworm level?
No, I think that was more anger, I guess you could say, than frustration. I think it was frustration on the covert operation.
I don't think you've been overly impressed with one-shot kills either. On yourself.
No, definitely
See,
not.
games were a lot less forgiving back in the day. You modern gamers haven't got a clue what it was like. When one-shot kills weren't quite normal.
Well, either way, I have enjoyed it.
No, I'm glad. You got to play it to the end?
I think so, yes.
I think you might as well, because I think you've got quite a good
I'm on the
way
third
through it.
set of levels.
Aye. I mean, you've already made the rank of Jedi Knight, so...
And I'm quite balanced in the Force powers as well.
And has Rosh pissed you off yet?
Yes.
Yes, right. Well, there's a reason to keep playing. You've got to get him. So there you go. As I said, there was a common thread that ran through both of us this month, and for me, the part of that thread was playing, and after watching you play on the PlayStation 1 last month, I went back to Final Fantasy VII. However, I played the remaster, so we'll have a look at that now. Here we're going straight into a battle. This is we're at Rocket Town at this point, and I'm battling Palmer, who's one of the Shinra executives. He's
also the one that sees Sephiroth, isn't he?
Yes.
In the Shinra building.
Aye, that that was a long time ago. See, I've been playing this, so I'm well past Midgar. So just given that he's a boss, we'll hit him with a couple of summons straight off the bat there. And we'll Shiva. Don't shake your arse at me. I'll just hit him with a bit tight in here as well. Not teach him for shaking his arse.
Now,
this is the remaster. You can quite clearly see that the graphics is much more cleaned up than
the original
one. I think this is the best way to play the game. Better than the remake, because this is the whole game.
Well,
and there's effort.
It's the best way to play the full game for now.
He just won't go down, will he?
Well, he's a boss, so he should have quite a bit of health, shouldn't he?
Well, he should have. Oh, missed the second part of Tifa's.
Well, you might.
No somersault there. But, we're doing okay. Barrett's got a second summon on him. We'll just send in the chocobo.
Clean up crew.
He still just won't go down.
Well, give him a bit of time.
Tifa will have a flamethrower at him. Yeah, we're doing okay. You can see there. Took quite a bit of health off him. Although I have now used all the summons. Barrett appeared to have missed that one. There's a nice fire, and we'll go for a quake as well. And he's still standing.
Do you not even know what his weakness is?
His weakness is having to fight my team. He's still standing though, isn't he?
Well,
just heal up my party.
Howard didn't even need healing.
Well, he didn't, but the other two did. That appears to be it now. Well, he does a little dance. Might just take his heat off there, but it didn't quite.
You were even ready to hit him with another spell, weren't you?
Yes. Well, hit him with a truck instead, that'll do. There you go, the victorious 3. The remaster for me is the way to go. It's the original game in its entirety, exactly as it was intended, but with the nice HD textures. They haven't tried to make it ultra realistic, so they haven't swapped out the sprites for, you know, like the more Final Fantasy VIII kind of sprite. They've kept it exactly as it is, and I've just, because it's been quite a while since I played Final Fantasy VII, because 8's the one that I always go back to, I think you know that. This has
because 8's your favourite.
Aye. So going back to Final Fantasy VII was actually pretty good for me, and I really enjoyed it. I'm not finished, but I have done a good chunk of it. But I'm at the point now where I can't stop now. I've got to take out Sephiroth. You've got to.
Well, have you been enjoying it? And do you think you're going to complete it?
Well, I've completed it before, and I'll complete it again this time. So that was something that I've sunk an awful lot of time into the last month, which probably explains why we haven't played masses of games. So that was me, and for you, there was a game that you sunk masses of time in, and you completed it because it's not the full game. Well, we'll have a look.
Yeah.
Well, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes.
You did start playing the PlayStation 1 version last month.
Well, I played the PlayStation Classic version, which is basically emulation, but...
Aye. That was because you wanted it. You are literally kicking its arse.
Yeah.
Do you want to get a better position to start hitting it? That's better. Who told you that that was the way to play the game?
Well, it's free flow, isn't it? Just so that. Now,
So what is this anyway?
Now, this is a boss after you've been through Don Corneo's mansion, and he actually picks Cloud, and then he finds out that obviously Cloud is the guy, and he puts you down the sewers, and then
He doesn't always pick Cloud though, does he?
He does actually.
Ah, see, in the original one, he doesn't necessarily pick
No,
Cloud.
in this one he picks Cloud, but then you get dropped down in the sewers, and then you have to face this. Now, obviously I can't attack that from there. But the combat's quite like Final Fantasy 15.
You're not playing as Cloud here, are you?
No, because you can actually choose who you play now, so I'm playing as Tifa currently, but I can still use the abilities of Cloud and Aerith.
Alright. This must be Ifrit.
Yes, this is Ifrit.
See, I recognise things.
And then, instead of using abilities, you can use your A to B to make the summon do abilities.
Seems to be taking a bit of a beating this thing.
Well, this is because it was enraged and powered itself up midway through the fight. Yes, Tifa's limit break, and it's defeated.
Dead.
Well, not really.
Oh, I thought it would have been not. So how would you like it? You going to play this? Well, you've played this to the end now, haven't you?
Yes.
We got you the Final Fantasy VII remake. It is very pretty, I have to say. Graphically, it looks brilliant.
It's absolutely amazing.
I mean, graphically, it kind of looks like, I don't know if anyone's seen the Advent Children film, but the Cloud and Tifa look exactly the same. So what was once high-end movie
Game tie-in.
what do you call it? Movie animation is now just the standard for a game, which is quite nice to see. So what did you think? Don't give away too many spoilers, just in case anyone hasn't played through it all yet, but what have you thought of the game?
I think it's absolutely amazing, if I'm being honest. I think once the entire game actually does come out, I think it's going to be definitely probably the most preferred way to play Final Fantasy VII.
Well, I think it'll be a generational thing. I'll always prefer the turn-based system.
Whereas this is more Final Fantasy 15, you control your own attacks and the enemy attacks. No matter what, it'll attack, but you can still attack. But I think it's also quite nice that you can control the different characters in the battles.
But only one at a time, as opposed to giving all of them
Only one
their
at a time,
instructions.
but just like the other ones, you can control their abilities.
Wow.
So it's really good, I think.
How did you find it? Because quite recently you played the original Final Fantasy VII, and you did play it all the way to the end of Midgar, so you kind of knew exactly what was coming all the time.
Well, to be fair,
How did you find it with that? Because I think most gamers your age coming at this remake, this will be the first time that
so I'll be quite surprised.
they've played the story. Is it still worth playing if you've played the original?
I'd definitely say it is, because for me, I actually forgot quite a lot of the early game, like when you're walking through the streets and everything after getting the reactor blown up. So it kind of refreshes the memory. I'd say if you've forgotten some of it, you'll remember it, and then obviously there's the different bits in
With
it.
any of these JRPGs, you're going to forget plot. Well, not plot points so much.
Well, because they're such
but
big games, you'll forget some of it.
Exactly. When you're sticking 50+ hours into a game, you're not going to remember every little thing that happens. So
Well, for me, 50 hours was around the time that I sunk into it.
Well, there you go.
Well, that was on my first playthrough, and now I'm on my second.
Are you determined to get a platinum on this?
Yes,
one,
I'm determined to get the platinum.
Well, there was one other game that I sunk quite a bit of time into this month. And it's a sports title. We'll have a little look. And this is a game that I've been playing. I actually quite like American football. So I've been playing bit of Madden 20. You can see there I'd forced the defence back so far that they had to punt it from inside their own end zone, and look at the return on the punt there. We'll get them in great position. See, when you know how to play, you know how to play. So I'm playing as the Green Bay Packers against the LA Chargers. You see here, picking my play that I'm going to go for here. And what do you think I'm going to try and do?
Right, so you're going to try and pass it to the touchdown zone.
Exactly, straight into the end zone. Unfortunately, I threw into double coverage. But that's okay.
Just means you get closer, doesn't it?
No, it means I'm exactly where I was.
Well, see, I know nothing about American football.
So I've just been playing through this, playing the franchise mode, and my Green Bay team are well on course for the playoffs. See, having just failed in a passing play, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little run play here, just mix it up a little bit so that they don't always expect the ball getting thrown through the air. And if you can get a good run, see how I just blasted through the defensive line there. Right, they'll have to watch the run now, so they can't put double coverage in the backfield now. See, all tactical this, which means I can now throw a passing play, and hopefully I'll get a man open. There you go, straight in. When you're good, you're good. But yeah, not even at the playoffs yet, so I'll be continuing to play this into next month as well. And I will win the Super Bowl if I have my way. So here we go for the extra point. And basically it would appear to me that the mechanic for just kicking the extra point is like what they took for the entire game for Tiger Woods PGA Tour.
Which you played quite a lot of.
I did play quite a lot of. I'm quite good at hitting those extra points in the field goals. I've been a fan of American sports for quite a while. I could quite happily have been a redneck. Apart from the whole liking Trump thing, I could never have got away with that. But
political standpoints aside.
But I do love. I was going to say all American sports. Most American sports, I really like, and the NFL is something that I got into way back. End of first school, beginning of middle school, and I've kind of just liked it ever since. And the Madden games is really all you've got. So as much as EA aren't always people's favourite publisher because they do some scummy things, and you've got Madden on Ultimate Team, which is
I mean, all you need to do to have a look at how bad they are, just look at Battlefront 2.
But I don't play the gambling Madden on Ultimate Team or anything like that.
To be fair, you can still play free on Ultimate Team, but
there's not really any
it
point.
kind of tries to push you towards paying.
But for me, I quite like just playing the franchise mode. So you can see there I was playing as the Green Bay Packers. Not because I've got any great affection for the current team, but the team that had Brett Favre in it. Oh, that was a team. So yeah, that's who I've been playing as, and I'm well on course for the playoffs, and I will play this game through, hopefully, to the Super Bowl. But if I get knocked out of the playoffs before then, that's where I'll play up to. So that's what I've been doing. You also played one more game this month. So what was that? Will we just have a little look and see?
Yes.
You've been playing a lot of this.
Yes.
This is
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys. Nothing to do with Lee Majors in a brown pickup truck.
No.
You don't get that at all.
No.
There'll be people that's watching that'll totally get that reference, and probably a lot that don't.
No, this is only went on PS Plus when it was released. So
this is one. It's like lots of people online party game.
Yeah,
it's
but
basically
it's got Battle Royale implemented into it, so everyone who qualifies goes through the next round. To those who don't, get eliminated, and you have to enter a next one. And the actual games are called shows in this.
Well, of course they are, because Takeshi's Castle, isn't it?
Well, quite a lot of it is based on that.
That's exactly what it is. Takeshi's Castle.
Well, it's a good game either way.
Oh, Takeshi's Castle's a good show.
As you can see, I'm part dino in this.
You're doing alright here. Did you not see that?
Well, when you're on a moving conveyor
Or
belt,
that?
you just have to go with it. But it looks as if I'm about to qualify.
No, well, not so bad. What we're up to now? Slime climb. This isn't really more. It is more of the same, isn't it?
It's the same type of thing. It's a race to the finish line. There is different ones like hunts, survivals, and team games, and then obviously the finals. But this is one that I think people find the hardest to get to the finish line on.
I think.
Because every time you play this, if you qualify, you tend to go into the finals or just the second to last mini game.
Alright.
Because quite a lot of people actually get eliminated.
You're not doing so well at this one. There's quite a few people ahead of you there.
No, I'm not. But it's the thing where some people just don't get the timing down on things.
That's great. Look, just got pushed off there.
See, get the timing down so as soon as it's about to go, you jump and then it goes back and you still got your space.
You could even be in the top 10 here now. You might get through.
Well, to be fair, it started off saying that 35 or so was going to qualify, and now it's predicting that 30 at the maximum can qualify. So
Why does it go down?
because when people leave, the qualifying number goes down.
Oh, why are people leaving? Is it just
Because then they get the rewards quicker and they can go in the shows quicker.
because they're not very good at it?
Narrowly dodging that. Going up to the end here.
Oh, actually, you're doing okay here.
I'm in first place.
How'd you manage that?
Well,
There's some cheating going on here.
not really. Do a quick little emote and pass the finish line.
Well, I'm guessing you're not the only kid that's been playing this game recently.
No, there's obviously it's actually quite popular on YouTube as well. I think quite a lot of big YouTubers are playing it and everything, and
It seems quite easy to get up to the 60-person.
Yeah, because it's obviously quite a new game, and it was free with PS Plus, so people are trying it, they're liking it, and they're continuing to play it. Now,
But it's just Takeshi's Castle, isn't it?
well, I don't think
Takeshi's
Takeshi's Castle ever had a game.
Takeshi's Castle mixed with It's a Knockout, you'll not get that reference either, or Wipeout.
Human Fall Flat graphics as well, I'd say.
No, it's kind of like that, aye. But you've been enjoying it, and
Yes.
I was going to say you got to keep playing it, but of course you are.
Of course I am. I'm going to complete the season.
There's no end game in this, is there? It's just
Well, there
keep playing the
technically is
game.
an end to some things. There is a battle pass, but it's free for everyone.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay, and you get all the rewards, 40 levels, and you get everything if you play enough.
Fair enough. So that's everything that we have been playing. Well, not everything that we've been playing, but everything that we've sunk a decent amount of time in. Which means we're now at the part of the video where we see what we've picked for each other to play. Do you want to go first?
Now you show me what you've chose for me then.
Right. Well, over the last few months, I've picked you a few fairly story-heavy games that you do have to really sink some time into to get the most out of. Some you've played, some you haven't played. But this one's a little more lightweight, but it's just an immense amount of fun. So I have picked you a game on the Master System, and you will be playing, I don't know if you can see that, Mickey Mouse Land of Illusion.
I've never played this.
You haven't, but it's a 8-bit platform title, which I'm sure you'll really like getting into. The 8-bit systems were absolutely jam-packed full of
Mindless fun.
of platform games. This one is one of the better ones.
Well, I like how you said story-heavy games, because I think I've chosen you quite short but still quite decent in length games. But for this one, I have chosen you. Persona 5.
Well, I'll certainly have a go at it.
It's a really good game.
I know you really like it. I'll certainly have a go at it. I don't know how far I'll get in a month.
Well, in a month, I'd say you could get
We'll-
quite decent.
We'll see how far into it I get.
And if you like it, you might finish it.
No, I might do. And I did like Persona 4, so we'll give that a go as well. Yeah, I'll play that. We'll see if I get hooked. And I guess we'll come back next month and see what we've thought of each other's choices. So with that being said, that is it for this time. So if you haven't already,
Give us a like, a share, and a subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified when we upload, and we will see you in the next video.